Dringweenzi, which means good day. Actually, until I created this website, I always thought Dringweenzi was good afternoon. Same idea, because we say Vangweenzi when we say good morning, Dringweenzi when we say good afternoon, and Katsakweenzi when we say good evening. But I guess Dringweenzi can also mean good day, so good day. This is my final post for my independent project for the ECMP 355 class, and I am just going to walk you through my independent project. So on WordPress, I created a website to track my progress learning the Gwich'in language using different technology mediums. Some of the things that I did was I used an app called Puppet Pals 2, and I created a puppet show using that app. I also created an audio file using SoundCloud, and I did some other things, but we can go through that when I go into my blog. So Jiritso means yellow in Gwich'in, and that was a nickname that some of the elders gave me when I was younger and I had blonde hair. Some people still call me this today, but not very many people. But yeah, when I go home, sometimes I hear Jiritso, and it fills my heart. And I created this web page kind of as and dedicated it to my elders and my ancestors. Yeah. Here, these are called knuckles in the Gwich'in language, and I think they're called cloudberries in English. Maybe there's a different name for them, I'm not sure, but they're tasty and they look pretty. So there they are. Here I just talked about my project, and one thing that I said that I haven't mentioned yet was that my goal was to have a full conversation with my daughter, which I did. And actually we had several conversations, but we recorded one using Puppet Pals, which maybe I'll get to later. If not, check it out. It's in one of my blog posts. So here in the right-hand corner says, who am I? So this was just my section telling you who I am, and it says Jolene Ross Bilgi Tetlet J Gwitsat Italy Shiti James Ross Tsat Shahan Mary Ross Shitsu Bella Ross Tsat Rosie Firth. So it says I'm Jolene, I'm from Fort McPherson, my father's James Ross, my mother's Mary Ross, and my grandmothers are Bella Ross and Rosie Firth. And here you will see my phrase of the week. So this is something that my daughter and I started doing before I started the project. So we just decided to carry it on, and we're going to carry it on going forward because it's just a wonderful way to learn the language. So what I decided to do was to choose words that we would use in everyday life or things that we could remember easily because we were practicing it. So Gauna 10, that's teacher, and I just figured that would be a good one to end with because I am working on my education degree. Dadinu, that means be quiet. Dindi, sit down. Dathe Gueda, what time is it? Tetlidje, that's Fort McPherson, and that was our word of the week because we were going home that week. Chutia, cup. Show Eathly, I'm happy. Chi Shindak, I am tired. Nitchit Anashi, silly girl. And Dringweenzi, like I said earlier, means good day. And yeah, so that's that. Here you'll just see my blog posts, and here you can follow me via email. I have 5 followers so far. And we'll go to my blog last just because there's some good meat there. So here is my Elder on Campus section. Unfortunately, it's just a static page, so it's kind of hard to, like, I would have liked it to work as a blog so I could add things weekly, but that's just not possible using WordPress. I can't have two blogs within a blog. So I didn't really do much with this section, unfortunately, but this picture still represents learning because I did go and meet with Ruth Tuesdays and Thursdays, and even though I didn't track everything that I learned, she did teach me different words. And she even tried to teach me the song Head and Shoulders, Knees and Toes. So I'm still working on that song because I can't find anyone who knows the proper way to end the song. So yeah, something that I'm not giving up on. So this is Ruth. She is the elder on campus at Yukon College, and we spent time together on Tuesdays and Thursdays. It was wonderful to spend that time with her, and I'm going to keep that up. And truthfully, I probably wouldn't have spent as much time there if it wasn't for this independent project. So that's excellent. And this section here is where I added different language resources that I used. So this one's great. It's the Vuntut Gwich'in dialect, but it has audio. So that has been essential for my language learning process because I can read it, but I have no idea how to say it a lot of the time. So I spent time on the phone. I spent time looking up audio. This was a great place to do that. And here's another place, University of Alaska Fairbanks. They have a website with some lessons. And I followed the Speak Gwich'in to Me social media campaign on Facebook and Twitter, and sometimes JC posts videos of her pronouncing different words, and there's other great information about the language there, so that's a great resource. The Gwich'in Alpha iTunes app, that one's on my phone, an excellent resource. The Yukon Native Language Center, the Peel River Dialect here, that was a resource I didn't know about until I did some research. Again, that was because of the independent project, so that was great. The Gwich'in Social and Cultural Institute website here is awesome too, and I'm pretty sure they have audio. I haven't accessed it in a while and I'm getting them confused, but I think there's audio. And then I have my Gwich'in dictionaries. But truthfully, I'm pretty used to technology, and it was so much easier for me to just go online and try to find the word. Like, I don't know, just opening up a book. I'm kind of lazy that way. So they are there when I need them, but definitely not my first place to go when I'm looking up words. And I found also, the elders and other people that speak the language, those were my biggest assets, and I'd have to call them or go and see them, and it was a great reason to go see them, so it was wonderful. And here is my blog. So this is the meat of the website. This is where the different mediums I used are presented. And like I said, my daughter and I learned some words using the phrase or word of the week before we started, and that was my first blog post. And here, this week's task, what was that? So I created a quiz using Google Forms, and that was what this post was about. It was just the different months of the year in Gwich'in, so that was pretty cool. There's a picture of my daughter helping me do my homework. And I'm just trying to look for blog posts where I did different things. Okay, so here's one. So here's the SoundCloud introduction. So here I use SoundCloud and I recorded an audio so you could hear the pronunciation. I just read the Who Am I, so I just did that again so you've heard it. But if you would like to rehear it, you can go here. And then my Puppet Pals, Gwich'in styles. So here's where you would go. My daughter and I wrote a script, and then we created a video on Puppet Pals, and then we uploaded it to YouTube. Let's check that out.
Van Gwynsi gach o Natan.
Van Gwynsi na jit sal, name jit the gunchu.
Shenja Gwynsi, Nanhu.
Shinte Shenja Gwynsi.
Gwynsi. Danadii.
Luchu Atsi.
Luchu.
Awesome. So yeah, that was our Puppet Pals puppet show, and that was my final post for the website. And we met our goal there. So our goal was to be able to have a full conversation in Gwich'in, and we just did. And we did it using the Puppet Pals app for the iPad. So yeah, there you go. That's really it. So I have a home page, which you saw has a little bit of information about me and about the project. And then my blog. Here is where I did a few different things. Like I said, I used SoundCloud. I created Puppet Pals puppet show. And I created a quiz using Google Forms. And I posted a lot of pictures and a lot of videos and different links to different things. So check that out sometime if you get the chance. And that's all, folks. Thank you so much for checking out Jidit So.